Так, э, 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 так, опять 10 000 лет иглу спускать. У меня фотошоп. Ну ладно. Ну, сейчас опять вагинится вот этот Рокстар вонючий. Какой кринж. Ну, давай уже. Допусти меня. Запомни ты меня уже. Да, какой у меня пароль был? Автомобиль. Меня еще и копчу каждый раз заставляет вводить. Ну, отлично. Бля, нету, точно нету ни фуллскрина. Не вижу. Ты можешь текст побольше сделать? Не, ладно, нормально. На белый. А, типа всю игру можно черно-белой сделать. У-у-у. Ладно, поехали. Золотая бабочка. Подошел и убил. Хотя он ее стукнул, может, и не он убил.
Galloway. Got it, Skipper. Yeah, I'll bring him. He's my partner, after all. What have we got? New case.
Ну что тут у
White
нас
female
новое
dumped
дело?
in
Труп
plain
белой
sight
женщины
in the
брошен у
grass
всех на
below
виду в
Hill Street.
конце
Cats are all
Хилл-стрит.
over it.
Там
Cat
уже
was
смотрю
starting
по
to fend
актерам,
them
там
off.
пытаются их отогнать.
Sounds awfully similar.
Что-то мне напоминает.
The first rule of police
Первое
work is
правило
make no
детектива —
assumptions
смотри
until you see
сначала
the
на
evidence.
вещдоке, а потом делай
Skipper wants to
заключение.
have your
Шеф
newspaper
нужно
piece
посмотреть
in the
для газет «Студент».
I think I know the place where they found the lady. It overlooks
Чё ты
Sunset Boulevard.
выпендриваешься? Все равно ты сейчас
Let's
меня
go.
будешь возить и
What you
прислуживать
do, man?
мне.
I got a hard case I need to break.
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted? You look at this clown.
Так. Вези меня.
You're behind the wheel.
Тут нормально вези.
Did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time at bat.
Thanks, Rusty.
Don't go getting ahead of yourself. That's one clearance under your belt. Now it's a new day with a new dead lady that needs our attention.
No assumptions until we see the evidence, right?
Right. See, I knew you were a fast learner, Phelps. We might get along after all.
Now, boys, you know as much as I do. I'll be holding a press conference once the autopsy's been completed. I have two of my finest investigators on the case, fresh from bringing down the sword of justice on the crazed sex...
Captain,
Alonzo
aren't there
Mendes.
similarities between this murder and the murder of Celine Henry? And of Elizabeth Short, for
So
that
you don't
matter?
believe there's a crazed sex killer at large preying on women?
Boys, be sensible.
Секс-киллер.
We have the greatest police force in all the world with the greatest scientific investigators at our disposal. How can any killer continue to beat that? Be advised. We keep the gas chamber at San Quentin primed for the sons of Cain who continue to believe they can take a life in the City of Angels.
Yeah, right. Any new leads in the Dahlia case?
Run along, boys, and let these officers get to work. We have God's work to do here, and it can't be delayed.
What do we have, Captain?
Что у нас есть, капитан?
Another woman sacrificed.
Еще одна жертва, снова женщина. Погройте с Каразаса, как, блядь, с ним. Отчитываться будешь ежедневно. Хера себе. Блин, каждый день отчет, что дурак, что ли? Это что такое стоит?
Why can't we get any closer?
Detective, I was first on scene.
Кто сказал?
So hey, what's going on over there?
Ты сказал, ну давай, рассказывай.
Seem to be standing around.
Clear this
Shouldn't we be
area
working?
immediately. This is a crime scene. All of
Или
you
ты
move
сказал?
along. You find her, Gonzalez?
Not me.
Gonzalez.
Family out for a stroll. I was first reporting.
Can you show me the body?
It's under the pepper tree, this way.
That's the cop from the newspaper.
Ну давай,
Can't be
Гонзалес.
much
это
help to
чё?
you, Phelps.
Here she is.
О, опять голенькая. А что тут за улика? А, следочки. Опять 41 размер?
Henry case. Was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story.
Так. Че у них у всех сумочки одинаковые? Последний писк моды, ну хотя вот другие друг. Так, бабки надо себе забрать. Дейдра Моллер.
Well, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by RNI?
Back in a second.
Parent Teacher Association.
The
Забираем.
motive was robbery. Why not take the money?
Все, больше нет ничего.
Officer Gonzalez.
Мало всего в сумочках. И где там мангалы?
Victim of white female
Еще
taken
что-нибудь.
down on Hill Street. Possible ID of Deidre Muller. Can you run through the name of the
Поговорить? Ну давай, рассказывай.
Similar remote.
To what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a broad he wouldn't put out.
Are you a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps.
victim of white
All I'm
female
saying
taken
is we got
down
enough to do without reopening closed
Possible ID of
cases.
Deidre
Talk me through it,
Muller.
Mal.
Can you run through
Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stomped. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation was the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Так, есть ли сперма?
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home. Not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
Сколько
Mind
скобочек?
if I examine the body?
Ну,
My
две
guess?
пока.
Thanks very much for your help.
Пока две. Тест, как быстро заметил сообщение на ютубе. Надо его на более видное место
Look at
поставить.
your mark. It's very...
Вот так.
Distinctive. I'll do some comparisons back at the lab and get back to you.
Опять кольцо содрали, да?
Day, another dot.
What's this mark? Cut on a finger.
Fourth finger, left hand. A wedding or engagement ring. Violently removed.
Looks like she was tied up.
It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist, too. I think her watch might have been torn off.
Тоже ноги поломаны. Написать тебе в телеге запретное слово. А у меня телега на другом мониторе, так что пофиг. Не спалился бы.
Seen it all.
Ну тут опять какой-то сисечный разбойник. Так. Блин, у убийцы размер обуви, как у меня. Но это не я.
Detectives, RNI says that Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What I tell you. Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. Can have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Так, а что, это все, что ли? Что-нибудь еще найдем? Опа, блять.
I don't think so.
Тихо, куда ты, ковбой, так сорвался? Эч. А, тут сумочка тут. Как-то мало всего. Так, люди. Дейдра Моллер, жертва-убийца. Убийство. Возраст за 40. Хьюго Моллер. Муж убитый. След от веревки, следы манкимовских ботинок, пропавшие драгоценности. Ну, понятно. Так, места. Дом Моллеров. Так, все, бумер, вези меня. Блин, почему меня на руках нам до машины не относит?
You all seem to be standing around. Shouldn't
How
you
did
be
you get
working?
here? Did someone leave your cage open?
Старый калоши. Так, все, вези меня.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
А ты уже тут, хераси.
There still might be some play in the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If he doesn't work out, that is.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? Well, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
Но у меня
She's the
жена
mother
есть.
of my children.
И дети.
You're a father, Cole? But don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
Дом Моллеров. Так. Так. Тук-тук.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father?
LAPD. Батя дома? Скоро вернется. Пошел маму искать.
What's your name, miss?
Как тебя зовут?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Мишель Элоиза.
I suppose so.
Thank you. Could you have a seat for me, Michelle?
Чем сейчас ребенку расскажу, что ее мать сдохла?
We're gonna have a look around.
А ты что куришь? Блин, какой же он свина,
He'll
а?
be back any moment. Just sit tight.
Шел в чужой дом и курит, как свинья вонючая. И пироженки вкусные.
My partner will explain everything when he gets back, okay? There's nothing to worry about.
Почему никто не моет никогда посуду? Не, ну, я, конечно, тоже не спец в этом деле, но ё-моё.
Don't think this is anything. This isn't what we're looking for.
Опять записки на холодильнике не читают. Так, не говорите рано, звонить некуда. Спальня. О, она на скрипке играет. Молодец какая. Почему будем детские вещи
Sounds good to
рассматривать?
me.
Да не трогай, не надо и не трогай. Опять ему ничего не интересно. А, вообще не крутится. Ну, скрипка и скрип. Так, какого размера? Восьмой.
Work boots. Size 8.
Размерчик подходящий. Опять Тиффани будет?
No
Нет.
sign of a wedding ring. Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one.
Значит,
snatched from the
Элджин, но
body.
те, которые с нее сняли. Окей. Как ты... Ну все, да, посмотрели. И гараж есть. О, газетка. Бери. Читай газету. Осёл. Ну ладно, гость с девочкой болтать.
Is this about mommy? Daddy is trying to find
Что-то
her.
знать про маму? Папа раз ее искать, с ней все в порядке, да?
I'm sorry to have to tell you
Мне
this,
больно говорить, но
Michelle.
она сдохла.
Your mother is dead. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Could try.
Последний контакт с жертвой.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon, I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
Так, ну нет, ей типа вообще ничего предъявлять не надо. Ну, хорошо, да, папа приехал.
And did he come and get you?
Of course. Some boys offered me a ride home, but that's not the right thing to do.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
В смысле врет стерва, а? Пропавшие часы и
Some
кольца.
of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
Ты врешь.
You seem reluctant to talk about her jewelry.
It's a touchy subject with Daddy. He thought she wasted too much money on her appearance.
Блять. Ну, это кремень, конечно, еще один. Вообще не пробить
Your
просто.
mom and dad are happily married?
Чисто ребенок
What are you
ЦРУшник
saying?
какой-то.
Of course they are.
Да ты опять врешь.
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle? Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just the once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again. He bought her a brooch pin to make up for it. Mommy always wore her golden butterfly.
I know this is a tough time for you, Michelle, but you should really try and help the police.
Ну, здорово, батя.
What gives?
Daddy, the
Go
police
to your
are
room, please,
here.
Michelle. I'll talk to the police.
Daddy, Mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's some
Your wife
kind
was
of...
found murdered this morning.
Found? What the... But she only...
We have some questions that we would like to ask.
Так, что...
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my best.
Следы на месте преступления.
What size shoe do you wear, Mr. Mueller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
Ну, ты врешь.
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Mueller?
Why would I lie to you at a time like this?
That's funny. The work boots we found here are size 8s. Why lie about it if you've got nothing to hide?
Because I always get teased about the size of my feet.
Маленькие
You know,
ступни.
small feet, small...
Always been true in my experience.
Так, алиби Хьюга Моллера. Где был?
So you were here all night. You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
Что-то сомневаюсь.
You got any way of confirming this story of yours?
You son of a bitch. You come here making all these accusations.
Ну ладно.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out at dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Ну... Эта история звучит как правда. Трубку никто не брал. Ты врешь.
And you didn't report that she was missing till this morning? That's very unusual, Mr. Mueller, not to mention suspicious.
Look, I was annoyed with her. That's why I was waiting for her to come home. Why, you telling me something different?
Я тебе сейчас страхну, мужик, все. Ты разъебан.
You better think about leaving, or you're gonna have
В
some trouble on
смысле?
your hands.
Блядь, я не туда, не на то это нажал. Да похер.
Your wife went to pick up Michelle?
Yes, that's right.
И какой вопрос сейчас был? Передвижение Мишель.
What happened, Hugo? You got any theories? Because we're starting to like you for this.
The car park by the school is kind of dark. Maybe somebody jumped her there. Did you try the parking lot?
Так, ну пока что только одну не угадали. Нормально, идем по плану.
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true. God damn it.
А у меня есть про то, что он бьет жену? Ага, вот после ссоры. Ты врешь, чел.
It is true, Hugo. You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost control. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about it.
Подожди, он же сказал вроде только однажды, не? Короче, ну ладно, на тебя, разъебываю тебя брошью.
I know about the golden butterfly, Hugo, and how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
Кстати, дело называется
She
«Золотая
liked to spend
бабочка».
money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair. It drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes a cheapskate, Hugo.
Getting hostile with us is a very bad idea.
Неправильных ответов
I'm
два.
no
Отстой.
murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on him.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
bigdix.com. Блин, надо сворачиваться ли.
We should go back in there and bust his ass.
One, we need to break his alibi, check phone records, canvass the neighbors. Two, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in LA. Three, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Hello.
Detective!
Так, нет, что-то... Некомфортно стало. Нормально всё? Ой. Так, что расскажешь?
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Mueller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Mueller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Mueller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Ах ты, сука. Погоня. Че, подожди, кстати. Мужик, ты что делаешь?
Away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case.
Опа. Поймал тебя, сынок. А теперь ты свои ботинки идешь, что, дурак, что ли?
This doesn't look good, Hugo.
Кровь.
I can explain the blood.
Ну, ты
Get
уж
him booked in at
постарайся.
Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't. It's home and
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncles?
call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield and.
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid.
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and then pushed him in front of the car? That's the cop who
Galloway, Homicide Division, badge number 5.
Cold
Алло,
Phelps,
диспетчер.
badge 1247.
Can we get Ray Pinker and a technical services team to a house at 130 North?
I need an
Bonnie
address
Gray
on a
Street?
Belmont High School.
Send someone down from Juvenile Hall to look after a young lady.
Roger, 11K. Belmont High, 1575 West 2nd Street.
Thanks, ma'am.
That's a guy from the papers. Solved that big case.
Inform Detective Phelps that the coroner has
В морге готовый отчет. Так.
East Morgue downtown when he's available.
Got it, KGPL.
Так, ну сначала в школу. Так, вези меня, что ты
Can
сел?
you drive to this one? I'm surprised, you know. I didn't make the husband for it.
Always make the husband, fellas. 9 times out of 10, it's the closest person to the Vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some wives in my day.
Lex parsimoniae.
What?
The law of parsimony. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical on me.
I'll try to dumb things down from now on.
Appreciate it. And try this one on for size. Rusty's razor.
How's that go?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. The famous Lex ignoramus.
Closes cases, Cole. Puts a lot of people away, that one.
Ура, в школу. Херась тут школа.
Saturdays is spring
Кресты
barely,
какие-то.
Emmy. It's the first season since fabric rationing's over. We have to go. I told you I can't Saturday. I'm busy. Busy where? You're going on another drive with Davy Gardner, aren't you? So what if I am?
Go, Phelps. I'll take the car and see if I can cut him off.
Бля, только приехали, уже педофилов ловим. О, сюка. Теперь старшая школа. Нет, что не ускорять, чтобы поймать его? А пистолет не хочешь достать? По-моему, с пестиком прикольно, не? Ну ладно.
I saved the whole year for that car.
Не достает, короче, бегать. О, сюка, поймаю. Все, стригерился на тебя. Блин, а. Да чё? Тоже узко. давай, бумер, дави его.
That's far enough, freak. You move a muscle and you're a dead man.
Car 11K, car 11 King, come in.
Тебе еще надо? Чисто приехали в школу, отпиздили какого-то мужика.
Car 11K, car 11 King, come in.
11K, go ahead.
11K, see the janitor. A green 1946 coupe registered to a Mrs. Hugo Moeller has been found in the parking lot adjoining the Belmont High School and playing fields. 11K, code 2.
What's your name?
Как тебя зовут? А ты кто?
We can do this the easy way.
Хочешь по-хорошему, может по-плохому?
Name's Eli Rooney.
Я Илай
Been in trouble
Руни.
with the law before, Eli?
Илай, у тебя уже были неводы с законом,
What are you
да?
doing around here?
Что ты тут делаешь? Приглядывай за детьми.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Ты испытываешь меня как родительский чувство, не рахани,
The woman was
мальчик.
abducted here last night, Eli.
Вчера похитили и
Her-
убили женщину здесь. Я, соответственно, пишу тебе это дело, грязный ублюдок.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that.
Ни про какие убийства не слышал.
Woman, you say?
Женщина, говоришь?
I like him a little younger than that.
Мне больше
Turn out
нравятся
your pockets,
девочки.
Eli.
Выворачивай карманы,
Why would I
Илай.
do that?
С чего
Because
бы?
I'm about to break your fucking
Слушайте,
skull.
пизды дам. О,
You're under arrest, Eli. You're in very deep trouble. Get some backup down here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty raper coming in. They can roll out the red carpet.
ну все, город может спать спокойно.
What time did you see the person park the car?
Late last night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m. I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
Eli Rooney. We've met him.
Filthy son of a bitch. He was here yesterday before the dance.
Was it him you saw park the car?
I don't know, sir. I'd like to say yes, but the truth is it was pretty dark.
Would you say Rooney is violent?
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes.
Thanks for your help.
Победить в драке, не потеряв шляпу. Лоу. А чё? Надо что-то делать, по-моему, ничего сделать не надо. Какой проигравших на игровой площадке? Мне надо побегать, поисследовать. Только надо посмотреть. Блин.
I gotta have it.
Я даже не знаю, надо что-то искать. Вообще в мог надо ехать. Что делать?
Oh, sister, I was so tight I couldn't walk.
Разбивают просто на баки. Ну а чё они выебываются? Нечего делать, все, бумер, вези меня дальше. Подожди, а что за тачка? Я хожу в кухню и ставлю на плиту чайник, поджигаю спичку, пару секунд смотрю, не поворачиваю ручку газовой плиты, подношу спичку к конфорке, вспыхивает пламя, есть пламя синее, ровно. Я смотрю на пламя и чайник. Но через 5 по всей кухне поднимается дикая вонь, не буду на чайнике моча. Почему моча в чайнике? Потому что я туда нассал. Ну это артхаус какой-то. А чё с этой машиной?
Search the car for physical evidence.
Have you looked it over?
Superficially.
А, вот, надо было еще прям машину осмотреть. Ой, нихера себе, тут приколов сколько.
Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here.
Я чуть было не свалил отсюда.
The overalls are stenciled.
H&M.
Mueller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
It's from a Chrysler. Could be important.
Ну, возможно, монтировка важна, да, чел. Может, еще что-нибудь есть? Так, диспетчер, алло. Алло, диспетчер.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Mueller homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thanks.
Так, ну все. В морг поехали. Вези меня.
You know the way. You can drive.
I say we make Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way.
And we let Mueller slide?
For a while. He gets a free pass for now.
Либо пришить кому-нибудь дело. Знаю, сработает. Поймали чела, пришили дело другого чела, а сойдет. Так, ну чё, сперма нашел ты или не
Phelps,
нашел?
Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match?
Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now?
Please. Cause of death is strangulation?
Correct. Take a look at the samples on the bench.
Samples on the bench.
What are the normal uses for that kind of rope?
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
Ну, точно не такой. Все, ну, как понятно.
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Mueller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of
Опять
semen.
сперму не нашли.
Thanks, Mal. Anything else comes up, you let us know.
Я заколебал ты вор спермы уже.
The shoe prints? Size 8s. Very similar to the impressions from the Henry case.
Now, who do we remember who got caught in bloody size 8s? I think we have our bird.
Ой, чё, тебя лишь бы... Так, ну окей, что, поехали дальше. А чё, подожди, а мы... Что дальше-то? У нас разве новое место не должно появиться? Хотя какое? Какие у нас фигуранты в деле вообще есть? Это дохлая. Это муж. Это дочка. Это соседка. Это педофил. Это уборщик. Мне кажется, уборщик все подходит. Конечно, улик против уборщика 0.
Not exactly the happiest of places, the coroner's office.
Carruthers is a good man, professional, diligent. If you're working with a pro, it's easy to overlook the grim realities of a place like that.
Funny job, that, the coroner's.
How so?
No, you don't want them enjoying their work too much. The wrong kind of man can get awfully lonely rattling around a joint full of corpses.
Rusty, that's like something out of the pulps.
Been reading the same ones as me?
I thought you were usually too drunk to get through a magazine.
You know, if I close one eye and squint, you can just about make out the print. You better not go soft.
Теперь подозреваем обвинение в убийстве.
We'll work the evidence, Rusty. Let him do the rest. Are they ready?
Molar's in 2 and the pervert's in 1.
Молли во второй, извращенец в первой. А, то есть не обои допросить надо, да?
Really come through this time, haven't you?
И пришить кому-то дело, да? Ну, ща пришьем кому-нибудь. Чё тут стал-то?
We were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
You look like you've had it rough.
Ну, здорово, любитель девочек. Место работы, где работаешь?
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
Ну, на него у меня точно улик нет. Хотя, подожди-ка. Там был комбинезон. Сомневаюсь.
This place you work have a name?
Hennessy Marine. You can't misplace big yellow letters HM out front.
They give you any workwear, Eli?
Sure. Green coverall. Dang thing was hot. Felt like I was back in the pen wearing it.
Do you ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling them.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
Is the captain in?
You're lying, Eli. You're a creature of habit. You just get out of jail and you're back to your old ways. You use a specific type of rope.
That may be the case. But you got nothing that says I used a rope to hurt that woman. I think you should let me go. Is there some money coming my way for finding that butterfly?
Окей,
You
мотив.
killed Mrs. Mueller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
You can't expect me to turn a blind eye, can you?
No.
You see my mother?
You gonna tell me or something? Or can I go back to sleep?
You have no job and nowhere to live by the smell of things. And you need money. You've been in trouble before, Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
I've been in trouble for other things, but I ain't never killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and put his coveralls in the trunk. I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I picked it up.
What size boot do you wear, Eli?
Kind of like anything I can get my hands on. I'm wearing 11s.
45-й? А мы типа не можем, да, посмотреть на его обувь прямо сейчас. И узнать, 45-й у него размер ноги или нет. Но это не он.
But if you could choose, what size would it be?
11s.
I don't like you, Eli. I think you're an evil
Да,
man.
опять
I
неправильных
think you try to
два
pass off
ответа.
your pain to other people. I can't make you for this case, but my consolation is that I don't think you will be out of prison for very long.
You can count on it, shitbird. By the way, Eli, the captain and the hat squad would like to talk to you next. Any idea what they might want to talk about? For my money, Hugo Muller's our #1 suspect. The evidence is solid. I think it's time we hit him with it.
Where's the phone? Guy gave his wife a tap. I said, don't stare at him.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45.
Здорово, чел.
Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Сомневаюсь.
Are you going to tell me what I want to know, or do we have to take it out of you in lumps?
Give it your best shot. I can take whatever you're throwing.
Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the Army.
Your wife was strangled with a braided rope, which we found in the trunk of her car. I think you bought that rope specifically to strangle her.
You can think whatever you want. but that rope has nothing to do with me.
А чем мы не, типа, не спрашиваем, какого этого самого... А чем мы придавить-то можем? Да на тебе веревку. В смысле, о чем мы не спрашиваем?
The victim here.
Чья типа кровь на его ботинках, так раз он такой-то самый.
But so am I. What am I going to do without her? And you. You heartless bastard.
У нас подходящего лика. Надо понимать.
We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the
Первой
laundry of
фразе,
my house.
да, я сомнения прожал. Подожди, а какая? Типа в чем? Он в Хейме работает, да?
Green overalls, bloodstained, with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
В смысле? Блин, ты как-то...
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler.
Предъявить обвинение, закончить допрос. А, даже так можно. Ну, что-то мне кажется, что это он. Типа здесь... Исходя из логики, невозможно, конечно, нажать «нет». Но мне кажется, что это не он. Типа, ну... А кто, если не он? У нас больше вообще никого в деле нет. Только уборщик.
We're letting you go for now, Mueller. Go home and see your daughter. And work on your story. It's got more holes than a batting cage.
That's the guy. Detective. That's him. That's the guy who parked the car. I'm sure of it. Hey, he's getting away.
Нет, это, блядь.
That's not true.
Вот как, значит, закончить допрос равно, типа, чел, иди домой, сиди, отдохни. Так, ну ладно, теперь я знаю, как это работает. Короче, игра не даст ошибиться. Ну, зато покатаемся, блядь.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close. Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
Чё? Хера себе, как он зарулил-то.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
Так, мужик, подожди, пока мы тебя догоним.
Hit it! Clean this asshole off the road. Keep it on the road, goddammit!
Ебать.
Tram! Deus Ex Machina. We got lucky.
You and your goddamn Latin, Phelps.
I have to say I'm disappointed. I stood in front of a troop of reporters and made promises. Promises of swift and fearful retribution.
Ой, да
And
не
you
бухти.
bring me an armful of vagary and happenstance. You made the department look bad, lad. Do it again and your career as a policeman will come to an abrupt and ignominious end. You two are back on the streets. Find street criminals, roust them, beat them, and restore some fervor to your police work. Your next case will come when you've revived my faith in your abilities. Now get out of here!
Движение Вундеркинд. Ну, это я, кстати. Я все улики нашел, ничего себе. Так, насколько они наущербили? Что-то мало. Это флешбеки.
We captured 2 regular army. Lieutenant! Belt, we've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back on the beach. Until the mission is over, there'll be no more saluting or signs of rank. I'm in charge here, Medier! Do you wish to interrogate the prisoners?
No, they're beat. Why they look so sullen? We're wondering why we haven't killed them yet. There's no greater shame than being taken prisoner.
Get this, Golden Boy actually seems to know what he's doing.
あなた方の階層と名前を名乗ってください。
第44大部隊所属兵だ。
キスマン、何様だと思ってるんだ。
See that, boys? He slapped that Jap right upside the head.
It was merely to remind him of his place. His shame was the tone of voice that he used with a superior. I respect the Japanese, Corporal.
Respect, we're here to kill the sons of bitches.
Do you know why we're fighting the Japanese, Private?
With respect, sir, these bastards attacked Pearl Harbor.
And why did they attack Pearl, Private?
Because they hate the US of A and our way of life.
They attacked the US because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to run
Да,
our
что,
cars?
американцы у японцев нефть отобрали. Смерть в шелковых чулках.
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
$4 в наших реалиях? Маловато, надо больше.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
О Второй мировой я только знаю, что Британия и СССР ее получили, повоевав на Ближнем Востоке. Ну ладно. А почему тут американцы? У японцев нефть вообще. У них разве есть нефть? Зачем вы нефть? У них Ханиба есть. Так. 5 сек надо в туалет.
What are we waiting for?
That's the guy. I heard he's an honest cop. Now that's an oxymoron for you.
Hey, Cole, let's get moving.
Надо говорить, что не значит, он что... Понятно. Кстати, а чё, типа, часы и кольцо мы не нашли? Типа, он за день успел загнать их? Так, давай вези меня, чё сидишь?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky, Phelps. Most guys would kill to land a case so close to their desk.
Yeah. It means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
Lazy old-fashioned soap.
Место преступления.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
Чё, опять бубисы и ваджайна?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Brothers, Pinker?
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you. When you're ready.
Так, бубисы вижу, ваджайну вижу. Все, на месте. Фига, что тут кишки какие-то валяются. Это скальпель, что ли?
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably
Это
unconscious. when
чего?
struck.
Я насчет американской и польской знаю только то, что американцы понесли немало потери при штурме японского острова, с которого те эвакуировали за пару недель до штурма. Ого, как же японцы их прочитали. Почему чувак здесь валяется, снятый? Фига, ее там ползла столько или ее тащили столько? Че кровь, а что так, где кровь вообще начинается?
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
Это вряд ли имеет отношение к делу. Да где начало-то, господи? Вот здесь начало. Третью тут пинали.
It's got to be a code or a cipher.
Так это ж кубик. 2, 5, 3. Так, в мусорке есть что?
Detectives? I heard this is a triple homicide.
Ну, тут ничего не разбрасывал по дороге. Опа. 5.
House keys strung up like bait on a hook.
Ключи пятерка.
Think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch.
Так, 2, 5, 3. Ключик 5. Ляпа. Хуйня. Так, уже выход. Что валяется? А, я понял. Интересно. Внутри ничего нет. Это что? Понятно. Да не, нет, это чтобы типа тряпку нам намочить и задушить. Окей. О, да. Антония.
Antonia. It's a start.
Ну, она сюда долбилась. Сын всегда была нефть на бакинских месторождениях ближнего востока, мало что поменял. Вот так вот. Так вот русские на нефтяной игле всю жизнь. Так, ну давай показывай, что тут у тебя.
Lacerations on the neck.
Убийца была большой силой. Круто. Качок какой-то. Kiss the boot BD. Опять кольцо стащили. Ядрить прям, фу, блядь, с мясом.
No skin under the fingernails.
Стиску же. Ебать, она же завернулась туда. Да, мужик явно какой-то зверь был просто. Что в руке? Антония. Публичная библиотека Антония Хиллз, дата рождения 7726. 21 годик всего. Да не руку. Да отвали ты от руки, не нужна она тебе, брось. Целуй кровь.
Kiss the blood, BD.
Ясно.
The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to put it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled,
battered. Yeah. We know the MO.
Так они требуют досконального изучения.
For a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
Так, а что еще есть? Сумочка. Вон там что-то мусор валяется. Не этим ее сути, а нет. Это не глиняный, короче. Но не окровавленный. Так, ну поехали дальше в библиотеку, получается. Я вообще, когда узнал, что Советский Союз 41-м, несмотря на линию на начало ВОВ, еще и Иран влетел, я офигел. Да. Опа, туфелька. Ты какой стаканчик? Ты...
Proximity to the scene, plus the bloodstains. No way is this coincidence.
А какой размер-то? Как-то надоёмный. Так, где мать точилка? Так, что у нас есть? Люди, жертвы убийства подозреваемые. Жертва, ты кто? Ты жертва, понял. Улики. Панчучок, точечное изображение. Ключ, женская шляпка, кровослед, личные вещи. Кровослед о чем говорит? Предположительно специально. Места. Типа я тут не все нашел еще. Не хочешь его взять? Ну, если так, то вот тут, ну, вроде бы жертва. Опа! Еще кровяка. И тут кровяка. И тут кровяка. И тут. И голубь жрет кровь. Ты что, дурак, что ли? И тут кровь. И записка. Миссис Мальдонадо. Железный.
Mrs. A. Maldonado. Could it be Antonia Maldonado?
А что, письмо пусто? Типа нет ничего?
Clearly wants us to find these things.
А, в письме, наверное, был этот самый 253 в конверте. Дерьмо? Нет, это кровь.
Or he might just be getting more confident.
Глядус. Есть что-нибудь? Бухло, бухло, спички, сигареты, ключ, инструменты. Блин, та женщина, хотя может это и не ее кровь-то. что это?
Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
Чё? И... Блин, может, ее по всему городу так протащили? Да что это такое? Какая-то жертва живатая. Чья кровь? Тут наследил. Еще ключ висит. Нет, кольцо. О, это сорванное кольцо.
What's the significance?
С нами что, играет чел, тут маньяк вонючий? Зачем он с нами играет? Еще и крови специально налил там. Ходил, мазюкал кровью. Да.
Looks as though the killer was decorating with this.
Сумочка. Ну, это как-то все специально разложено. О, второй кусочек билетика.
Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown.
А еще, там еще ключи был. Надоел все не изучать в сумках. Так, ну что, едем на хату, на вписку. Так, все, вези меня на вписку.
Can you drive to this one?
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
All right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
He's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting it.
I'm sure.
Я уж 1,5 часа. Что быстро. Фига, у него хата. А, это отель. $35 кроватка и 15 копеек, точнее 15 копеек кроватка, 35 копеек комната. Угу. Так, а что в почтовом ящике? Пофиг, да? Ну ладно.
Wait just a moment. I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor. Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives.
Утирайте ноги, да обойдешься. Буду грязными ногами в дерьме ходить у тебя тут. Так, ну, рассказывай, что знаешь.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so
А
alive,
теперь такая мертвая,
and
да.
they're gone. Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Thank you.
Последняя
We'll
дверь
be back
слева.
shortly.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am.
Угу. Да посмотри на картину,
What
чё.
are we waiting for?
Да не души, чел.
Help me out.
We need to search a room, Phelps. See what you left behind.
Кто тут собирался куда-то,
Look at
да?
that. Someone's turned the place over.
Миссис Мальдонадо. А открыть контент не надо, да? Нет, ну ладно. Ну, камон, да, зачем открывать конверты? Ну, открой его. Ну.
A smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
Разбитое окно, ковано железная прута. Типа, она ничего не... Ну, она, наверное, должна была что-то слышать. По-моему, можно все-таки открыть. Сейчас еще раз проверю.
So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from.
Никто ничего не закопал тут. Так, ладно, пошли дальше хату смотреть. Так, письмо. Открывайся. О, найс. Миссис Антонио Мальдонадо, пансион Парсонса. Уважаемый Антонио, в дополнение к моему письму от 7 августа сообщаю, что ваше обращение в Верховный суд штата Калифорния принято и назначена дата судебного заседания. Номер дела 98765, слушание по делу состоит 17 сентября. Окей, дальше что? Мне известно, что ваш муж Анхель Кристофер Мальдонадо проживает по адресу такому-то, такому-то, Лос-Анджелес, штат Калифорния, получил официальное уведомление о необходимости явиться в окружной суд на назначенный день. Хотя это не является обязательным условием, и многие женщины в вашей ситуации избегают этого, я бы посоветовал вам присутствовать на заседании. Моя практика показывает, что... Моя практика показывает, что присутствие истицы на рассмотрении подобных дел способно серьезно повлиять на ход заседания, а если ваш муж не явится 17 сентября в суд, что, по вашему слову, вполне вероятно, то это лишь повысит шансы на успех. С уважением, Фредерик Татарзаль, доктор... Доктор говна. Окей. Так, есть Мальдонадо, есть Татарзаль, а вот там Мишка какой-то, подмышка. Фотография браслета.
Bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Перевернуть не хочешь? Бля, они никогда фотографии из рамок не вынимают. Так, ну все тут, да? Так, ну-ка с бабкой еще поговорим. Не слышали она тут чего. Так, где бабка?
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any
Подозреваем.
idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife that served me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
Не, ну есть типа... Да. Бумер жжет, но бумер... Да. Чисто же ненавистник какой-то. Типа, ну хорошо, да, у меня есть письмо, подтверждающее ее слова.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
Блин, не угадал. Так, перемещение жертвы.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
Так, что ты, бабка, по-моему, мне врешь? Что я тебе могу предъявить? Чулки хочешь, предъявлю тебе? Летишь на карточке. Ну, баб...
Antonia was so innocent, detective. Catch this killer.
Ну, сомневаюсь.
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under her roof. Where did she go?
Старая карга.
I think she went to a bar. She's been drinking quite a lot lately.
This bar have a name?
El Dorado Bar. It's a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the body.
Опять попало, да, блин, что ж такое-то? Следы взлома.
You had a break-in?
No! That can't be true.
Ты врешь.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Понятно, что очень то либо разбитое окно, кованый железный пруд. Разбитое окно.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning.
Какой-то
I thought it
шум.
might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Расторжение брака.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
Да, где браслетик? Вонючая старая карга, опять врешь.
Bracelet.
I don't know anything about a bracelet.
На тебе
In
фотографию
her wedding photo,
браслета.
she's displaying a charm bracelet.
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
We can either front Angel, seeing as the finger's pointing right at him, or we could check out the Eldorado.
Да, го, в Эльдорадо, Барьеса в бар сначала сходим. Ты ж, наверное, хочешь ёбнуть-то. Ты уже целых 5 минут ничего не ёбал. Квартира, Мальдонадо, бар. Блин, ну по порядку сначала квартира идет, а потом бар. Ну го, на хату вломимся. Не, го в бар сначала. Гриль-бар, ну погнали.
You're behind the wheel.
A nosy old hag? Ah! And I thought I was coming on strong with the ex-wife's line.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
God damn it, ain't that the truth?
И когда у нас тачка поменялась, что-то я не обратил внимания.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah. Me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. What did she do?
She was murdered last
Она
night.
сдохла.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
Sam has taken me to Palm Springs. Where's that goddamn waitress?
Кого? Округ Лос-Анджелес, штат Калифорния. Анхель Мальдонадо настоящим удовлетворением, что 8 августа 1947 года Антония Мальдонадо подала в Верховный суд штата Калифорния прошение о расторжении брака с Анхелем Мальдонадо. Так. Суд вызывает Анхеля Мальдонадо в качестве ответчика по гражданскому иску и утверждено. Подожди.
Divorce papers. Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was gonna show him.
Типа она сама хотела ему передать этот конверт. Анхель Мальдонадо. Здесь уведомляет Анхеля. Окей. Пропавшее украшение.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Точно не помнишь? Да, нет, ты бы запомнил, чел, ты врешь.
Where did she go? Give me something or the LAPD will start getting interested in this place.
Take it easy. She wanted a cab, okay? And my phone was out of order. The closest one I knew was at the fruit market across the street, so I suggested she try there. She seemed reluctant.
Перемещение.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was going to serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
Боялась и пила для храбрости. Ну, это, да, наверное, правда.
She attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
Нет.
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
Sam is taking me to Palm Springs for the weekend.
Так.
Where's that goddamn waitress?
He drove me up to Mulholland.
Не работает. И правда. Уже все не могу как-то одно положение занять и сидеть в нем. Не есть хочу. Да что ж такое, блин? Как надоело быть человеком с жалкими потребностями.
I got a call back for that Universal Chorus line.
Так, а что он сказал? Через дорогу такси там вызвало, да? Мы не пойдем, вот, рынок свежие фрукты. Почему бар не закрылся? Скорее пустовать. Блин, надеюсь, в раю есть интернет. Это было бы грустно, конечно. Да и газетку почитать, чел.
What now? Search around. If Antonia was as messed up as we hear, maybe she left physical evidence as well as witnesses.
Ну тут все. Там зато есть Гитлер. Ну, да. Наверное, это интереснее, чем интернет.
So what next?
Так, ну Гитлер осуждает, конечно. Тому лютое осуждение. Так, место. Где рынок? Ну, поехали на рынок. Ну, пешком сходим. Хотя нет, вези меня на рынок, давай.
You know the way. You can drive.
Чё, ты чё, дурак, что ли?
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
Куда ты поехал, рынок другой? Ебать, ты чё? Жизнь дерганый. Чувак, ты не туда поехал.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure. A woman taking control over his life?
Или туда? Не, не
Then
туда.
she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me.
Какие-то кругля наворачивает.
Killer as well as a piece of shit.
А, он ехал по правилам, потому что не мог... Лол. Он не мог... Я понял. Все то по правилам ездить в игре лол.
Shut. Great. We'll need to come back later, Phelps.
В смысле рынок
Maybe
закрыт?
somebody here saw Antonia the night she died.
Проблема автомобилиста. Да реально. Подожди, а еще как рынок может быть закрыт? Это же рынок.
Isn't he the cop they've been talking about on the radio? Want another commendation?
Я могу пиздиться с каждым, с любым человеком на свете?
Oh, I wish I could afford
Нет.
that. Are you drunk, mister, or you just cracked?
Ну, поехали на хату тогда. Поехали на вписку. Или у нас... Не, у нас же вроде... Машина не... Блин, где... Она грязная, поэтому я не могу понять, она черная или она не черная.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. How about we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll take a bar over a husband every day of the week.
Ну, что из тебя пиздец, каким приколом. Ну, вообще-то тут вообще каждый... Все подряд со мной пиздятся. Хлебом не корми, дай только детективу тащить. 304.
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
304. А почему мы в библиотеку не едем, кстати? Типа нам похер? Абонемент там, не абонемент.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Да.
Hey, what the fuck? LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest.
Ебанутый, что ли? О, вот и пиздилка.
I got 100 pounds.
Блин, это какой-то Брюс Ли, алло.
Now look, I got nothing to say to that.
What do you think?
Да, блядь. Захват, на тебе. Все, бумер. А, подожди, ты еще живой? На, блядь. Все, давай вдвоем, два смычка его. А, ты самого же молодец. Ну, я был первый.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Откуда ты знаешь, что это Анхель?
Oh God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, God damn it! You think I'd kill my own wife?
Где моя шляпа?
We should get the whole place
А почему не
going
поговорили с
and
ним?
talk to the neighbors.
Фото вроде не. А, ну, кстати, да.
And Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
Финбар. А чё такого свой Финбар-то? Ну, значит, что ты триггеришься так? Ой, еще и жрут на кровати. А тебя записка не интересует? Какой-то конверт там нет?
Search the place. Just one solid piece of evidence.
Ну
and
там
this
же...
is done.
Ну, я понял.
What do you
Search
think?
the place. Just one solid piece of evidence and this is done.
Ну, в смысле, вон же бумажка. Не хочешь? Ладно, не хочешь, как хочешь. Так.
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
Нет, не трогай.
Search
Not
the
a
place.
loss.
Just one solid piece of evidence and this is done.
Опа.
This will take some explaining.
Кровавленная рубашка. И чё, все, мы его просто пожамкали, все, да? И все кнопки понажимал. А в карманы внутренние есть? Там нет? Ну похер, короче.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
О. Эльдорадо.
The El Dorado must be a family favorite.
А это что такое? Свежие фрукты.
Just picked fruit market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
Это контрабанда бухлишка. Да все, отстань, не хочу смотреть на это еще раз. Так, надо соседей поспрашивать. А тут все, типа, да? А, вон фото есть. Это часы, а не фотка. Иисусик. Да уйди! А чё? Боксерские перчатки висят? Уйди! На это я круг сделал. Так. Тук-тук.
No good. Nobody here.
What do you want? LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
Спасибо.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids.
LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Что такая шутка, которая со смыслом в жопе. Опа.
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
Чё я все
Thinking you
прослушал?
were gonna call that one a nosy
Да,
old hag
блядь.
too, Phelps. Well
Улики алиби
executed.
мужа.
I'm executing restraint right now.
Какое у него алиби?
Finbar.
Соседка меня заявила, что Анхель гнался за Антони, когда она вышла из дома. Это точно? Ну ладно, неважно. Так, ну что, поехали отсюда. А, тогда нет стенограммы разговоров. Да. Ты это супер не хватает, потому что я постоянно тыкаюсь на что-то. И шанс что-то разгадать равен нулю. Так, а тут все, никого нет, да. Ну, поехали. Куда ехать? В бар? На рынок? На рынок. Или он сказал бар. Куда ехать? Бумер, ты где? Ладно, вези на рынок, пофиг, там все равно все рядом.
You're behind the wheel.
Так. Да, на связи, отвечаю.
KTPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Finnis Brown urgently request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
Новое письмо.
11K, en route.
Интересно, а куда Бумер поедет? О, молодец.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
Внизу с Пинкером. А вниз это куда?
They're waiting down in tech services, Phelps.
Это не вниз.
Hey, I gave his wife a tap. I said all's fair in love and war.
Straight through the red light.
О, веди меня. Нашел.
That's the guy. I heard he's an honest cop. Now there's an oxymoron.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all his fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
If you can fake sincerity, you got it.
Я передумал, ты меня обманешь, иди...
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
Это же послание сделай Селин Генри. Иди к черту, Текс. Sorry. Так. А Селин это которая? Это первая самая вроде. Будь проклят, знай, тебе придет пора.
Thy soul by virtue of this curse.
Читать, кто будет все. Хипа полного засовывай видео. Мне надо левую кнопочку нажимать. Однажды встретишь вражескую вечность. 1000. И зло любя познаешь власть добра. И изведаешь мучение бесконечность. Да будет, делай зло и жди. Потом к возмездию приди. Лишенный царского убранства.
That's why we called you in.
Do you think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley? Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
Окей, погнали допрашивать.
How bad is it? Come on, you can tell me.
Oh, I wish I could afford that. That's the guy. I heard he's an honest cop.
Так, где, чё, куда?
Phelps, you mind coming here and doing your job for a second?
Здорово,
Your
мужик.
attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
Последний контакт с
So your
жертвой.
wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
Да, я не помню, во сколько там все происходило. Так. Сомневаюсь.
So if you didn't kill your wife, who did? You better come up with something, Angel. This doesn't look good.
Fuck you. I loved my wife.
You're good, kid. You murder your wife and you just sit there as cool as a cucumber.
Так, ну первое правильно, окей, дальше. Процедура развода.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
Че?
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far, and you lashed out.
I told you, I wouldn't accept a divorce.
Не дал бы и развод. Документ о разводе. Все, да, про развод больше ничего нет. На тебе.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. And she ran out. That's the truth.
Ай.
What size
Ты
shoe
опять
do you wear,
врешь.
Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
When
Украшения.
you found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
Я не помню ничего про медальон. У меня в животе урчит. Медальон с образком. Я ничего не помню про медальон, поэтому скажу, что ты врешь, и медальон тебе в
I
лицо
think you
пас.
killed her, stripped the body of jewelry, and then went back to her apartment for the bracelet.
You should get a better hat. The sun is getting to your head.
Что он сказал про браслет, кстати? Я хотел медальон тыкнуть. Чтобы сменить тему разговора, кстати, можно.
Quit staring at me like that.
Нет.
Looks like I was mistaken.
Ну да, она
What
носила.
about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
Так, кровавная
Your
рубашка.
wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Че, порезался, когда обрезался? Че? Нет, ты врешь.
You're lying through your teeth. You killed her and your brother's in on it.
You don't know what you're saying. Why would I do that?
Алиби мужа. Гнался за Антонией, когда вышла из дома.
Hippolito's my brother. But he would never lie for me about killing Antonia. He knows he'd go to hell for that.
One last question, Angel.
Ну и соси.
Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
That bum took a swipe at me. I put him down with my...
Че?
Parker or Green? I don't know who'd be worse.
Бар и рынок остались, да? Ну, поехали.
Mouthpiece first strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Ну-ка, бар еще раз.
You can drive. You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No, no. A broad drinks. She gets a bit tight. She starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
Надо будет перерывчик
Another
после этого
letter?
сделать.
I thought the letter was from a nut.
Так. Блин, я не могу понять, я хочу есть или я не хочу есть. Вроде и хочу, а вроде не хочу. А где бар-то? То бар, что ли? Кто меня вообще привез?
I got a call back for that Universal Forest line.
А, вот он, господи, фига он обосранный оказывается.
You want a tip? Refill my coffee next time, honey.
Sam is taking
Ну, это
me
вроде
to
другой
Palm
чел.
Springs for the weekend.
Кстати, а в баре-то
Where's that goddamn...
мы ничего и не найдем, да? Только на заднем дворе. Опа. Короче, тут хера нет, го на рынок.
It's him, the cop from the newspaper.
Опа, открыто. Ой, блин, аж подавился. Давай побазарим.
Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney, what can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Че?
Exactly how much fruit do you sell here after midnight, Clem?
Look, not much. I sell the odd bottle on the side to the after-hours crowd. Look, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a buck.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
Шляпа была на ней. Чупс. А нахер я нашел шляпу, кстати? Взял браслет и... Че какой браслет? Че он сказал? Позвонил и уехала, да? Ну, я сомневаюсь.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She hadn't been back until last night.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Какая-то машина. Какая? Не, чувак, какая-то не ответ, я опять сомневаюсь.
Something bad happened to her, Clem. And so far we have her husband as a suspect, and you. Give us something that will make us go away.
Me? You think it was me? Do I look like a violent man?
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem?
Говорят, 5 скрытых машин. О. А, это на карте то, что появляется. Нет, что такое место преступления, труп. А. Челик бегает. Надо, наверное, тачку какую-нибудь взять будет. Так, а что тут погулять, говоришь, можно, да? А там что?
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Неплохо. Опа, кого резал мужик?
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. Must have seen it during the war.
I just don't know how to dance to bebop.
Почему они всегда все окровавленные ножи даже не моют? Во? Ну, в принципе, спасибо им на это.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
Два. А, все, я понял, как это работает. 2, 5, 3.
Are you working Friday night? We should go out afterwards.
Послание к Ефесянам. Окей. Но там не открывается, ничего не жмакается. А браслетик не хочешь посмотреть? Окей.
This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
Опа, мужик. В погоню. О, опять на тачке кататься. Кайф.
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I'm trying to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
С дороги.
The fruit guy's getting away, Phelps. We should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Да уйдите с дороги.
Now who's about to get picked?
Strange that he'd leave a trail of blood right back to his own market.
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
Чё, тут НФС
It's
поехал.
almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
О, все, молодец. Тормози. Приехали, сынок.
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Сикмен. Сикмен.
Outstanding job on this. The poor woman can now rest in
Копей
peace.
бухает.
I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Кто нужен, которого заслужил. Я ваш герой. Я в лику не дошел. Так, город на сколько надолбили? На 220 рублей всего. Да что такое? Что так мало?
Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do it then. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads.
How can we fail? Skip with the Shadow leading the show.
Who the fuck is a Shadow?
Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming.
You're sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?
Juju. Белая туфелька смерти. Какой же похер.
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
Новое дело.
Is the new letter genuine?
Now, boys, we all know how many imbeciles have confessed into short
Так,
facts.
перерыв небольшой. Минут 5. Не буду даже офать ничего.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with one round.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to one round.
You trying to take me down? Afraid not. Were you a boat last Saturday? No, I didn't have to smash.
What are we waiting for?
What the hell is the LAPD up to these days? Can you identify the man in this picture? Believe it or not, yes. I'm no hood. I'm a king. Is that right? Negative. You can't expect me to turn you blind eye, can you? That's correct. Is interview 2 free? You were smoking a cigarette in the other room? It doesn't matter. We're not dirty in this city anymore.
Hey, Cole, let's get moving.
Do I need to find financial I've been in this job 20 years. I never fired my gun. Can you get me the file? Can you get me the file? Yeah, okay. This is your automobile, correct? Can you get me copies? Is anybody making coffee soon? No, sorry. Is interview too free?
What are we waiting for?
Is the captain in? Yeah. I need a drink. I got the goddamn jitters again. You didn't know about the internal tomorrow last night. Isn't there anything else you can do? You can't expect me to turn me blind now, can you? Negative. You been to my house? Don't go around. Were you there? No way. Nope.
Hey, Cole, let's get moving.
Is this a picture of your car? No, entiendo. You see my mother? No, sorry. I want to make homicide. You know you made it if you get that desk. Do you really think I'm gonna squeal? Now you want me to lie. Can I post this there? How long is this gonna take?
What are we waiting for?
I'm not gonna get out of here tonight. You should get me coffee.
Когда уже какой-нибудь экшен в игре начнется? Что-то дела подзаебывают. Начинают.
A fine morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers.
Тут тачку найду. Какое-то разнообразие будет. Чё? Да не сюда нам. Вот потом дает пояснить. Охота по ней есть, на самом деле. Чё тачка новая, клёвая. Да, и все в той части. Ну-ка, вот это хапну.
First the letter, and now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
No, Phelps, all these arrests on the record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows make it the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home run. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
Где тачка?
Well, you can always drink. Hands off the merchandise.
Найс Бэтмобиль. Ну-ка вот эту еще хапнем. Ну, Бэтмену тачку, Бэтмобиль, все правильно. Что-то она быстрее не едет, по-моему. Ай, блядь. Да хватит мешать мне ездить. Чё? Мост, ух ты.
Jesus, Phelps!
Чё, а где точилка? Из этого вот эта тачка, что ли? Нет. Где тачка? Угу. Не, такой не буду ездить. Для тебя тачка, бумер. Так, ну го еще одну тачку ультравостецкую чекандокаем. Вот это. Давай шевели костями своими. Я тут смогу выйти-то? А где это? Прямой доеду? А, это через мост налево, окей. Да в смысле? Так, я подушку поправлял. Не считается.
Breathe, Phelps. Breathe, damn it.
Блин, я
Really
дымлюсь.
starting to annoy me.
Так, и где там?
I think his name's Phelps. I read about him in the paper.
Так, тут что за точилка? Ну, нет. Так, ладно, все, вези меня, старпер. А чё, он не хочет за руль садиться? Чё за... А ехать далеко? О, ну вези меня, пожалуйста. Ты не хочешь на этой машине везти меня, что ли? Козёл, а. На, быстрее. Ой, сиди в жопу, без тебя поехал. Ну ты стой там как дурак. Блять. Я горю. Ну это ж не страшно, правда? Она не ездит больше. Убейте меня кто-нибудь. Бля. Там пожарные едут тушить меня. Нет. Ладно. Чувак, мне твоя тачка нужна.
I need this vehicle. Police business.
You're the police?
И вот бы на карте себя находить сразу еще. И радио никакого нет, да что это такое? Слышу женщину Ивана. Бля. Я надеюсь, ты заперся в комнате уже. Правильно. Уважаю такой стиль жизни. Ну, господи, езда на тачке самое унылое, что тут есть. Зачем я вообще в это ввязался? Я надеюсь, мне Бэтмобильного вернут. И мне теперь на этом дерьме ездить всю мою жизнь. Может, рядом еще тачки есть? Вон какая-то тачка есть, пойду туда.
Careful.
Да уйди с дороги. Что ехать дальше, чем я думал. Все, я приехал, окей. Впервые, по-моему, дождь, кстати. Что за тачка? Крутая, крутая? Ну, сойдет. Талибот ГС-26. Так гонять вроде норм. Блин, гонять вроде нормально. Даже покруче Бэтмена. Ура, наконец-то приехал, все, пускай меня. Серьезно, мне еще ехать за тобой туда? Ой, я не могу быстрее ехать здесь. Напарник телепортировался.
Phelps and Galloway, homicide.
Scene secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, detective.
Спасибо, держи в курсе.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body? Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. And for my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death.
Че, опять
Rubber
бубисы?
temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
И она одетая.
Blunt force trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe?
No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
И чё тут? У нас следы. 41 опять?
No drag marks. The killer was moving around, surveying the scene. Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
Бабки.
This doesn't pertain to the case.
Чё-то мало всего. Ну, давайте изучать.
There appears to be a dry cleaning label. Superior Laundry Services, F1363.
Иван поет. Че поет? На баяне? Надеюсь, он поет пендулум на баяне. Золотая чаша. Ну, не такой кайф, как пендулум, конечно. Блин, после этого дела, если не будет что-то сюжетного, я пойду в Demon Souls. Пиздец, что-то... Что-то сегодня мне быстрее наскучило, чем обычно. А это в область внизу что, не хочешь ничего посмотреть? Ты же обычно... Ладно. Туфельки нет, да все, не надо смотреть. Я своя думать, да она даже не заставляет думать, тут как бы... Ты хоть думаешь, хоть не думаешь, все равно как бы... Итог один. Ну, тут что-то делать вообще нечего в этом месте преступления. Так, а это кто? Мамаша? Папаша?
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader.
Предводитель.
They all follow him around.
Так, вождь бомжей нам нужен.
Thank you, ma'am. Been a big
Окей.
help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right here and nothing be done about it.
Так, ищем вождя бомжей. Ну, сначала в химчистку. Почему я не могу место выбрать? Потому что мне позвонить надо. О-о-о. Алло, диспетчер.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on Superior Laundry Services.
Just a moment. Superior Laundry Services, 1260 West 1st Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective. There's a large camp under the bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
Thanks for your help.
Лагерь бродяг. А что ты сидишь тут уже? Так, ну сначала химчистку.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Так, новая тачка, давай чего-нибудь поцарапаем.
Excuse me?
There was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written on them. This one didn't.
I'm failing to follow you.
Can't be the same guy is what I'm saying, right? Before you start trying to link this to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern, Cole. End of conversation. Understand?
Ты еще поучи меня. Так, кто тут главный?
At least the rain stopped. Changed back into those white bucks.
Алло.
I have business to run.
В смысле?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case, and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take a look. You take a look for yourself. I've got clothes that need pressing.
You wrote the number down on that dress, is it there?
На F1363. Миссис Таральсон.
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
Спасибо. Всего хорошего. Лагерь бродяг. Ну, лагерь бродяг.
I think we ought to investigate the hobo lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, then I guess we ought.
Вези меня. Я не хочу сам ехать. Не-не-не.
Any ideas?
We have a lead. Let's find out what the husband has to say for himself.
А, вот все нормально.
We're looking for a tall, disfigured man at the camp.
Could be difficult. Most bums look deformed to me.
Come on, Rusty. This isn't gothic fiction. Hobos are just like you or me. They're just men who've fallen on hard times.
You ain't much of a detective, Phelps. You think a hobo's like me. Clue number one, how do I smell?
Of alcohol and stale sweat. You know, I may be onto something.
Very funny, Phelps.
Как же он натуральбасит. Найс, паркуешься, чел.
Where's my wife? No one cares about me. I took
We're looking for a tall man with a disfigured face. You know him?
Huh? What? I fought in 2 wars, you know, son. I think I earned some peace and quiet.
The bum isn't here.
Look at these people.
We should follow the lead. These guys can wait.
Так, где тут вождь бомжей?
Calling you stupid would be an insult to stupid people.
Здесь все нормально с лицом.
Got a problem, Val? Leave him
Ой,
be.
сори. Че, может, кто-нибудь подскажет мне?
Three kinds of people. Those who can count and those who can't.
Ой, а чего, ой, блин, чё, прости за кровь. Не сильно стукнулся. Где ваш лидер? Ядрить у вас тут локация.
That's the cop in the newspaper. You can't do this!
Где гигабомб?
Leave him be.
А чё, есть же еще лагерь, да? Нет.
Is this legal, officer?
What's your
Да ну
beef
хоть
with this
кто-нибудь
guy?
подсказал бы мне.
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy who was pretending to be dead?
Фоточка. Военный.
Why is the word leave him be?
Чего, тут нет, что ли, хотите сказать?
Oh, I wish I could afford
What's your beef with this guy, Phelps?
You can't do this!
Ты, может... Нет, я тебя уже видел.
Leave him be.
Почему мы не хотим у других бомжей спросить, где другой бомж? Ой, ладно, все, мне надоело бомжа этого искать. Да, еще один забег сделаю. Все, валим отсюда. Сейчас, стоп, подожди-ка. Не хочешь туда залезть? Ну ладно, не хочешь, как хочешь. Что я думаю, тут было? Да.
Calling you stupid would be an insult to stupid people.
Phelps, leave him be.
Окей, поехали домой.
You're behind the wheel.
Где мой... Ну, понятно, мне крутую тачку не дадут больше.
I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic types show a particular disposition for this stuff.
Что тут стоит?
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Tarleton? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news. Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss. I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think
it's procedure. You see to your girls.
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these
Скажи им
Where's
весело.
Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Daddy.
What's the problem, Tarleton? Let him search. You got nothing to hide. Want to hear something funny, Tarleton? Some bums think filling out a missing persons report actually rules them out as a suspect.
Baron's bar.
Need to check if she was a regular.
Так, это детская.
Probably nothing. Nothing significant.
Так, клан. Детская ничего не дает нам. Че, вы с женой отдельно, что ли, спите? Опять бары тут. Да.
Baron's bar again. Someone must be real sweet on this dive.
Прикольно то, что у каждого бара свои спички.
I wonder why the picture was turned down. Don't think this is any use to us.
Так, есть тут второй этаж.
If you'd excuse me, ladies.
Seems irrelevant.
Lars was out in the rain last night.
Вчера вечером, сегодня тоже дождь. Или нет, сегодня нет дождя. Нет, сегодня, похоже, нет дождя. Окей.
So she went out without her handbag?
Тереза Тауэрсон, Веральд 43, карие глаза, светловолосы, замужем.
She'd have to be in quite a state to leave this behind. At least she was spared that particular indignity.
Че, кроме нет? А второй тюбик не достаешь? Нет. Сколько у меня фолловеров? Не знаю, там около 30, по-моему, что-то.
We can see if Pinker can match the impression to the crime scene.
Так, он типа сразу сфокусировался как надо. Ладно, собраться. Так, ну давай, мужик, рассказывай. Подожди, не до мужика еще. Может, я туфельку где-нибудь найду? Фига, у них еще катер есть свой. Че игрушки за домом? Так, ну ладно, давай, мужик, по шприхандокаем.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Че? Ладно, диспетчер, давайте с тобой по шприхандокаем.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Это у кого днюха была.
Thank you.
Или не днюха, вечеринка просто. Окей.
For the record, Mr. Tarleton, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Подозреваемый.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. It can't be anyone who knew her.
Ну окей.
So you don't know anyone who would want her dead?
No, I don't.
Окей.
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right, Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
So when I call this Bobby Ross character and he tells me you're lying...
Look, what do I have to do to convince you that I stayed at the party?
Подожди, а мокрая рубашка. И спичечный коробок. Так, давай-ка сначала мокрая куртка. Ладно, я ошибся.
You're off the hook. For now.
Я сомневаюсь.
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do. Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. A bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's Bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Душевное состояние.
Mr. Terrellson, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
I think you're in an unhappy marriage, Lars. I think you're lying, and you would like to get it off your chest.
You telling me my wife was unhappy? What proof do you have of that?
Фотография. Нет? А чё, типа, перевернутая фотография? Нет, пофиг. Ну, тогда хз.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
Да сомневаюсь.
Spill it, Terrellson. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out. Look, I'm doing well at cards. I hardly ever do well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
What time did she leave the party?
About 8:30, maybe a little earlier.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. I played out my hand and drove home here. I paid the sitter and went to bed.
Нянькой, да? Ну, надо няньку спросить. Ложь.
You're lying, Lars. You didn't come straight home, did you?
And how do you figure that?
У тебя мокренькая курточка и ботинки грязные. Лучше грязные ботинки жахну.
You were out in the rain. You got soaked, Lars. We found your wet weather gear.
Okay, I stayed a little
А,
later
это
than I
типа
said.
они в сумме
This
считаются?
cute little brunette was hitting on me. Teresa noticed. I was half cut. I walked her home from Bobby's, but nothing happened. I walked back and got the car this morning.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Terrellson. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
In my experience, Mac, if you give in to broads, you'll be giving in to them your entire life.
Так, ну окей, чё, поехали дальше.
Appreciate your time, sir.
You believe this guy's story?
Kind of rings true.
Дом, ну го в дом. Так, вези меня.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
А, бля, я уже тут, господи. Почему-то подумал про дом, где они тусили. Ты дурак?
Delicious and creamy.
our goddamn wedding.
Так, ну чё, мужики, все арестованы.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD.
I'm Benny Clough. This about Teresa Terrellson?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. Yeah, I rang that husband of hers. The babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions.
Последний половой контакт с
What time
жертвой.
did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
10:30. Что она там говорили? Мне даже предъявлять нечего. Ну, короче... Ну, окей.
On foot, in a car, by bus? How was it?
She called for a cab.
Did you get the number?
Sure I did. I like Teresa. The only time she has a drink is when things aren't going so good at home. I was worried about her.
That broad has socks in it, Brazil.
Чё, Тереза Кап? Желтое такси номер 3591.
Put out an APB on the cab. 3591. Should be traceable.
Так. Подозреваемый бодяга.
We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
The likelihood is that whoever she left here with killed her. Give it up, Benny.
All right, two creeps were all over her,
Прощелык.
promising to take her dancing.
You get a good look at these guys?
Sure, I got a good look. One of them was a sailor in uniform. His cap said, USS Indiana.
And the other man?
The other guy is Richard Bates. He's sitting in the back right now. Red polo shirt.
Так.
Any
Такси.
idea where she was headed?
Nope. I didn't get that.
She was murdered, Benny. Brutally murdered. If you like this lady, you should give us something.
You telling me I'm not cooperating? Watch it, pal.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Clough. We'll take it from here.
Hey, no problem.
This is Bates.
That's him.
LAPD. Don't make me chase you, shitbird.
Что ты бегаешь-то,
Can't
господи?
let the son of a bitch get away.
Чувак, если ты убегаешь, ты становишься в 10 тысяч раз подозрительным. Фига, даже бумер решил побегать.
Come on, got a ride. Get in and drive.
Чё, за какой руль? А, окей.
I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
Ебать. Знаешь, у них,
I don't
конечно,
think the killer would be
повороты
kicking back in the bar when we met
резкие
the
на
victim.
90 градусов.
Listen, a creature of habit is your killer. For some reason, they're sticklers for routine. Come on, Phelps, you're letting this lust get away from you. He's showing you how it's done. Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
Давай, вали его.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
Блять. Давай, вали его.
Hit it. Clean this asshole off the road.
О, все, накатался мужик. Хватит, да? Может, еще давай погоняем, постреляемся, весело же.
Hands behind your head. Okay, Bates. You're gonna answer some questions.
I have a choice in this.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead. And your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
А такси?
You sure you and the sailor didn't take her somewhere and things got out of hand?
Even cops need evidence. You got nothing on me that links me to that woman.
Подожди, а что насчет такси?
Hate to say I told you so. Are we done?
Ты сука.
So what happened when you left the bar?
Sailor Boy laid one on me. A cheap shot. After that, I don't know.
I don't like it when you lie to me, Richard. You have the stink of the yardbird about you. What were you in for?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You got anything that says I done time?
Че, при чем тут сидел?
Looks like I made a mistake. You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look, I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
You're coming in with us, Bates.
But I'm not your guy. What exactly am I being run in for?
You have a record, you ran from us, and there's the fact that I don't like you. That's 3 strikes in my book.
Take him to Central. He's a material witness in a murder case. Find him a cozy cell.
Richard here knows the drill.
Коузи. А че морячок? Где морячок-то? Блять, что звонить надо. Такси надо отследить, да?
That's the guy from the papers. Solved that big case.
How's that just been paid look about him?
Grown men playing at being boys.
Алло, диспетчер.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an APB out on a yellow cab, number 3591. Ask dispatch to relay all sightings to car 11K.
No problem. I'll get on the radio.
Were there any incident reports filed in the vicinity of Barron's Bar on North Beaudry Avenue? We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case. Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be our man. Thanks.
Джеймс Джессоп. Так, мне тачка нужна.
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know?
Че? Зачем нам в дом этих таральбесов ехать? Почему до сих пор горит? Блять, я опять все прослушал. Ну го, участок, пофиг.
You know the way. You can drive.
Так. На второй допросной.
What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
Типа этого мужика привели. Так, вторая это где? Это первая. Вот это вторая. Ну, здорово, морячок.
Phelps and Galloway. We know why you're here, Jessup. So it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble. That's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning.
Контакт.
You went to Barron's Bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrelson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
So you tried to make a woman who was incredibly drunk?
Look, I'm not proud of myself, but I never hurt her.
You took her dancing?
That's right. We caught a cab to the Crystal Ballroom.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrelson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup. We're holding you till we can clear this with the driver.
Yeah, my CO said as much.
Can you put the guy in 2 in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, Detective. Got a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured hobo on Grand between Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the Beau has a record, too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
I'm telling you, it'll never stick and you'll get roasted.
Ты прикалываешься?
Right through the red light that you never saw. Can you drive to this one?
Three suspects in the can and one on the hook. Still no hard evidence on any of them.
KGPL to car 11K. 11K, come in.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's car game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Plenty of time to get downtown, Cole.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KGPL, could we have Lars Carrollson picked up?
11K, roger.
Фига, наряд на бродягу. С ружьем идет. Нас вот этот тип интересует, да?
LAPD! We'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far.
We need you to stay copacetic, guys. We need to hold out for the cavalry rounds.
How do we do that?
Че, с бомжами сейчас воевать будем? Вы чё? Что? Серьезно? Найс, пришли бомжей отстреливать. Что в голос этой ситуации?
What's your name?
Comrade Stalin.
Very
Comrade
funny.
Stalin.
We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
The Kremlin's over here.
О, газетка.
Toss it, see what you find.
Still working, Jack. I'm off to the Lighthouse Club in Santa Monica.
Hello, Jack. Mr. Benson, this is Courtney Sheldon.
Что ж это тентакль? Ну, не
Well,
только это.
We'll want to polish some old war stories. Good evening, Jack. Mr. Sheldon.
Good night, sir. Take a seat, Courtney.
Блядь, до сих пор в голос ситуации, просто пришли в лагерь бомжей и начали их отстреливать.
I told you I would have nothing to do with that.
I'm fine too, Jack. Medical school's going well. I got a part-time job.
Do dope peddlers need part-time jobs?
We made a mistake and we're in trouble, Jack. A local gangster, Mickey Cohen, is putting on the squeeze.
So hand it over, walk away. What's stopping you?
We had a deal with them that they would dole it out slowly. They said they would supply abortion clinics and doctors. But they've been moving it on to addicts. And they can't cope with the purity.
So your problem is with gangsters being dishonest.
My problem is that people are dying. And that if this gets back to us, we'll all end up in jail.
So how am I supposed to help, Courtney? This isn't the war. I can't just wave a magic wand and clean up your mess.
Это что, все бывшие, что ли, сослуживцы его тут? Ты этот и этот чел. Джек и вот этот чел.
The only thing these guys understand is force, Sheldon.
И Шелдон.
They got to the top back east by proving to be more vicious than the English, the Irish, and the Dutch. They make their own laws. That's the nature of a secret society. For God's sake, Courtney, you want to be a doctor. How can you fight with that?
We are better trained, Jack.
I didn't make it through the war to come back to this kind of shit, Sheldon.
Круто.
Hasn't given me anything to go on.
Этот кошелек был вот раньше?
Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
Балет. А, веревочка.
Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Terreldson's chin.
Ну чё в мешке? Так, ну все, бомж, давай. А где бомж?
I survived the war for this.
А, его отвезли?
You drive. I need to go over the case.
Инопланетян в дом все кровавые улики. Но они обо мне заботятся, чтобы мне не приходилось долго искать. В чем их обвинить? Они убивают людей, такие думают, ну, чтобы Костяну полегче было. Сразу все в дом.
Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick until we put him away for good. Ackerman has history, opportunity, hard evidence. What motive?
We have the evidence.
Так, я надеюсь, это последняя миссия в этом отделе убойном. Чтобы хоть что-то новое было. Где? В каком? Ты знаешь, да? Куда нам сюда? Первое? Ну, здорово.
You were in the Marines. How do you know? The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
Why did you kill Mrs. Terrelson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
Ой, ну конечно, не помнит он. Как насчет куска окровавленной веревки и... Ты пиздишь, чё?
Are you denying that you strangled Mrs. Terrelson with a length of rope?
I'm not denying anything. You have to have proof, lackey.
We found a matching piece of rope in your lean-to. I think we'll find the blood will match too.
I own no property. How could it belong to me?
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Terrelson near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
Where's the phone? Isn't there anything else you can do?
You are clearly insane, Ackerman. The state of California does not execute mental patients.
I don't know the names of the women I've killed, but I've killed many of them. Their necks are so fragile.
Stuart Ackerman, I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Terrelson.
Murder. Ну все, повышение мне давайте. Можно мне в люди в черном хочу?
Down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society I cannot stomach. Maybe poor Teresa Tarleton will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
Че, не дадут повышение? Повышай. Начальник. Вот это надо нормально добил на 12 тысяч. В смысле халатно? Типа улик мало нашел? Да идите вы в жопу. Опять бар этот. Клуб точнее.
And now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave me singing this torched song when I'm burning.
Убийство секретарши. Опять нажралась. А вот и наш маньяк, да, по идее?
Of course we will look into it. Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring, matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
What a skunk. Walking out on his...
Так, ладно. Перерыв на покушать, наверное. Ну да, покушать и в Демон Соус. Что-то сегодня прям довольно быстро надоело. Кто мне там что писал? Такс. День душки. Ну, надо додушиться уже до конца. И кайф. Так, а где? Ничего не пишут мне. Окей. Чё, Torchlight 3 уже доступен в Стиме. Вау. Вот так поворот. А чё, кстати, в Эпигеме на халяву раздают сегодня? В Эпигеме нынче херня какая-то. Так. На Твиче просто... Хотя, блин, стоп-старт надо делать. Ну, ща, короче, стоп-старт, перерывчик небольшой, поем и подрубалите.